Welcome to our cozy channel, which is entirely dedicated to the tarot and the mysteries of relationships. Today, we will talk in detail about what exactly awaits each of you in your next or already current significant and important relationships. I kindly ask you to watch this video carefully, and be sure to watch it until the very end, because it is at the end that you will receive the most important hint that will help you better understand how to properly and wisely build your love further, as well as what exactly you can expect from your partner in the near future. Before we start the layout and look at the cards, I ask you to make a small but very important choice. Take a close look at the 3 suggested cards and choose one of them, the one that you like the most, which intuitively resonates in your heart. You don't need to think or analyze for a long time. Just listen to yourself and choose the card that seems closest and most correct to you. It is this choice that will help you get the most accurate, clear, and personal answer to your question that will really work for you. Here we go. For those who chose the sun map, yes, there is a lot of light and warmth here, but let's talk about what might not be so easy. Firstly, with this card, it sometimes happens that everything seems too perfect, and because of this, it may feel like you're living with rose-colored glasses. You can relax too quickly and stop noticing the small problems that accumulate over time. That is, at first, everything is bright and cool, and then, bang, and you wonder why suddenly something went wrong. Secondly, the person next to you can be very open and sincere, but at the same time they may require constant attention and support from you. The sun likes to shine brightly, which means that sometimes you will have to adjust to your partner's mood and spend a lot of energy to maintain this sunny atmosphere. Thirdly, this card sometimes suggests that you may be afraid to face reality if you start digging deeper. Sometimes there are problems hiding under this light that you don't want to notice or discuss because you want to keep warm and joyful and not spoil the mood. And one more thing, bright light can burn. If you don't protect your personal boundaries, you risk getting tired, losing yourself and your peace of mind. In general, the card says that there are good and warm relations ahead, but so that they do not end in disappointment, it is important not to turn a blind eye to difficulties and be able to maintain a balance between light and shadow. First of all, tension arises due to the fact that each of you has your own expectations, which do not always match. Sometimes you expect one thing from your partner, and he expects another. Because of this, misunderstandings and resentments arise. Secondly, sometimes you both have a fear of losing that joy and warmth, so you start to control the situation too much. This creates pressure, and instead of lightness, tension appears. And yet, there are times when you just get tired of having to always be positive and keep your face on. A person needs to release emotions sometimes, not just smile and warm up. As a result, tension is a signal that it's time to have an honest conversation and admit that not everything is always perfect. It's a normal part of a relationship that helps you get closer if you don't ignore it. Okay, now for those who have chosen the Chariot card, let's figure out what it tells you about your relationship. See? This is a map of movement, speed, and pressure. Here, the energy is literally rushing forward. And in a relationship, this means one thing. Everything will develop quickly, maybe even too fast. First of all, you may get caught up in events that will make your head spin. Yesterday, you just met, and today you are already discussing living together, moving, maybe even having children. The pace will be high. It's like being put on a train without brakes. Moreover, this car can be operated not by you, but by a partner. Secondly, there may be an element of struggle. Some of you will try to control everything and lead the relationship according to your own rules. It could be him, it could be you, depending on who is more active in character. And if 2 people want to steer, the tug of war begins. hence the conflicts over who is in charge, who makes decisions, and who should give way, especially if no one wants to give up positions. Thirdly, there is a lot of passion, excitement, desire to win, to prove that I can do it, I will achieve you. And all this sounds nice, but in reality it can burn out. First, fire, chemistry, brightness, emotions, nighttime correspondence, trains, meetings, conversations until morning. And then there's burnout because no one can run a marathon at sprint speed. And another important point. With this card, there are often long-distance relationships or relationships where one of you is constantly on the move. Work, business, travel, moving, there may be less time together than you want. Therefore, we will have to learn how to negotiate, distribute attention, and find common ground. Does he feel confident in this relationship? Not right away, he's not completely sure. It's as if he keeps his finger on the pulse all the time, checking, is everything really under control? Component placement. Does she really want me as much as I want her? Zrenia, what if she changes her mind? That is, there is an inner anxiety in him. He may not show it directly. On the contrary, outwardly, he tries to be strong, confident, independent, and in control of everything. But it's like an armor. Inside, he's a little afraid of losing. And when a person is afraid of losing, he begins to act abruptly, quickly, and sometimes thoughtlessly. Hence the whole race in the relationship. It's faster to get closer, faster to determine who owes what to whom, faster to bind to yourself. Great. Now, let's talk for those who chose the third card. In this version, a card fell out, which is not about lightness and not about the sun. It's about stopping, pausing, and hanging when everything seems to be there, but nothing seems to be happening. Now, I'll tell you what this means for your relationship. Firstly, this card says that a moment of stagnation may come in a relationship. This is when everything stands still. It seems that you are together, something seems to be happening, but in fact, neither there nor here. You may feel like you're wasting your energy, emotions, and time, but nothing changes in response. Everything seemed to hang in one position. Secondly, with this partner, it may feel like you're waiting all the time. You're waiting for him to decide. You're waiting for him to show up. You're waiting for him to finally tell you exactly what he wants. But he doesn't say anything. Or he takes a step forward and immediately rolls back, because he himself does not fully understand whether he is ready to move on. He's got a break inside. He's afraid to take responsibility, afraid to make mistakes. That's why he keeps pausing. Thirdly, it can be a test relationship. You will have to pass a patience test. This connection can provide a lot of wisdom if you endure it. But it can also disappoint if you wait too long and invest in a person who is not yet ready to move on. Also, this partner may be very self-centered. He may be in a period of personal reassessment right now. He thinks, digs into himself, experiences, perhaps, past failures. And he's not ready to take a step forward until he gets himself sorted out. That doesn't mean he doesn't care, but right now he's more preoccupied with himself than with you. In short, a relationship can hang in limbo. A partner can be closed, slow, distant. You will have to decide whether to wait, move yourself, or leave the pause.